Don't start selling on Amazon until you watch this video, so that way you can easily just copy and paste the strategy that I've used to help build now 409 Amazon stores from people who are complete beginners in the Amazon space. And the best part about all this, you don't need to run ads, you don't need to use any complicated softwares, you need no prior experience, and you never need to place bulk orders. So let's get into it. Welcome back everyone to another video. My name is Shayne Cannell-Cohen. Over the last 4 years, I've been running my own Amazon dropshipping business. I'm from Montreal, Canada. I'm 25 years old, but I've also been running an education company that now teaches 409 other beginners just like yourself potentially on how to start and scale a really profitable Amazon business in 90 days or less. Now, to be 100% honest and transparent with you all, you need these 3 things before we get any further. You need to be above the age of 18, you need to have a laptop, and you need to have a Wi-Fi connection. So long as you have those things, you can be able to implement everything I'm about to show you. What we're about to get into has not just only personally worked for myself, where in 2023 I did over $1.23 million of my Amazon business, but I've also been able to just copy and paste it for 409 people that I've helped with their Amazon stores as well. So what I teach here is really going to work for you, and it's important that you watch this whole entire video in its entirety to never miss a single step. Now, before we get into any of this, make sure you hit that like button, you smash that subscribe button as well, and let's dive in. Now, when we talk about an Amazon dropshipping store, there's really 2 main types of stores people can actually have. You can either have what is called a general dropshipping store, or you can have a niche dropshipping store. But pay close attention because these specific details between the differences of the 2 have a massive impact on how you're going to be successful. So if you look at a niche store is where you're only selling one type of product on Amazon. Now, this could be like only selling coffee cups. This could be like only selling workout bands, only selling camera gear. Whatever it might be, you're focusing in one specific area and nothing else. So an easy example of what a niche store could look like, let's say if my store name is Pet Shop 101, I'm only going to be selling pet products and nothing else. Now, a general dropshipping store, on the other hand, is wildly different. This is where you're going to be selling a wide variety of different types of products on your Amazon storefront, not just limiting yourself to only one product category or one niche. So you're going to be selling across different product categories at one time. So an example of this would be, let's say your store name is Everything and Anything Store 101. You could be selling things in tools and home improvement, sports and outdoors, home and kitchen, toys and games, pet supplies, health and beauty, personal care, as many different types of product categories as you possibly can sell at one time. So both these stores do perform very well, don't get me wrong, but which one is better for you to start as a brand new beginner? This is where a lot of people go wrong and people don't end up being successful. Now, I can just freely tell you which one is the best store for you to follow along with, but I'd rather utilize real data to drive home the point of what store type you should utilize as a brand new beginner with your Amazon store. So as I share my screen with you here right now, this is a chart that basically is updated almost every single 3 months. And it outlines all the products that are sold on Amazon in terms of how many units themselves. So these are individual items. So if we look at this chart and utilize the data that it's providing us with here, we're going to be able to dive into what are the differences between the niche and the general dropshipping store. So let's say if we go with our example of what we previously spoke about beforehand, pet supplies, right? Let's say if I only want to sell pet supplies. If you look all the way on the right-hand side of this chart, there is roughly about 8.5 million products sold in pet supplies alone, which again, that's definitely a decent amount of products, don't get me wrong. So if I have a pet store, I'm only having the opportunity to limit myself to 8.5 million products to list. However, let's say if we have a general dropshipping store. So even if I have a general dropshipping store, I could list things like pet supplies. So 8.5 million. Let's say I also want to list things like patio, lawn, and garden. We're going to do 22 million plus 8. So right now we're at 30 million products. Now let's say if we go into home and kitchen, right? If I want to list home and kitchen products also with a general dropshipping store, I can see here that I'm at 161 million products sold in this one product category. So this is putting me, if my math is correct, 191 million products for me to be able to sell. Based on all this data that I'm showing you here, I'm utilizing this to show you that dropshipping on Amazon is all just a numbers game. The more products you list, the higher the chances of you actually making sales. So if you only list pet supplies, what's going to end up happening is you're limiting yourself to get exposed to only 8.5 million products. Still, that's a decent amount of products, yes. However, as a beginner, your job is to mitigate as much risk as possible and make it super easy for you to make sales. And what you need to do is implement having a general dropshipping store in the beginning. Because with a general dropshipping store, in the example that we just went through, we have over 230 million products we can get exposed to. The more eyeballs we have on our Amazon storefronts and the products that we're listing, the higher the chance that someone's going to buy from us. And so long as I continuously increase that probability of me making sales in my Amazon store, it's going to allow me to make more and more sales, especially as a beginner. Because a niche dropshipping store might make it very hard for you to be able to compete on product listings. But if you have a general dropshipping store, it's okay if there's competition in fitness, let's say throughout the first month of the year, because you're still going to be listing products in home and kitchen, tools and outdoors, home improvements, and so on and so forth. So if you're just starting out, a general dropshipping store is far superior than having a niche dropshipping store, especially in the beginning, because that way you can maximize your opportunity to make sales without running into too much competition. Some of you might even be asking yourself, is it even possible for you to list in all these different types of major categories? It is. The beautiful part about an Amazon dropshipping business is that you're never buying the product before it actually sells. So this gives yourself, as a beginner, the opportunity to sell products and list them on Amazon without ever buying them. So if you list a product on Amazon and it doesn't sell, you know what? You lose no money because you didn't buy the product beforehand. But the moment the product does sell, the moment that you've been confirmed that someone has bought something from you first, that's when you're going to go to your supplier and have them ship the product directly to the customer's doorstep for you. So you're putting yourself at a zero risk of losing any sort of money when it comes to the dropshipping business model. But we aren't just done there. Beyond that point, having a general store is extremely key when you're first starting out, but you have to implement what I call the 70-30 rule. Now, the 70-30 rule is very simple. It's what people like Christian utilize to be able to make $15,000 in sales in one single day by selling products in major categories without focusing too much on one specific product category. So 70% of the products that he's listing is focused in major categories like home and outdoors, tools and home improvement. But the other 30% is where we're going to leverage seasonality factors and certain other factors like social media trends that influence consumer purchasing behavior within a certain period of time. So this can give you the best of both worlds. By following this strategy of the 70-30 rule, you're having a continuous, consistent amount of sales on a day-to-day basis, but you're also leveraging high spikes in sales because you're incorporating consumer purchasing behavior and different trends within your product research process and the products that you actually list with your Amazon store. Now, as you start to implement this strategy, you're going to get results like Jaden, like JP, like Heather and Ben, like Christian, that are complete beginners starting their Amazon business, but still making insane results by following everything that I just showed you. Because it's important that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. But having a strategy like this allows you to mitigate as much competition as you possibly can while having the highest likelihood of you making sales, even if you're just a beginner with this process. So just to recap all of this, starting a general dropshipping store is far superior than having a niche dropshipping store, especially in the beginning, if you're a beginner that wants to make results without wasting too much time. So if you like this video, please, by all means, hit that like button, comment down below what is your most favorite part about this video, and smash that subscribe button as well, so that way you never miss another video of mine where I'm exposing all the strategies I utilize on how I've helped people build 409 successful Amazon stores. And if you're very serious about starting your Amazon business and want to have the opportunity to get some more info on what it's like to work with me personally one-on-one, click the link in the description or in the first pinned comments down below. And I got a free video training that explains everything that you need.